Hey guys, welcome back to General Manager Games. My name is Aaron, and this is episode 20 something of my Out of the Park Baseball 23 playthrough with the Arizona Diamondbacks. We did our off season on Sunday, and it was a pretty slow, quiet, I guess, off season, given we didn't have any money. Things have happened here in the month of April, though. We made a couple of moves to free up some money and try to improve the team a little bit. So we'll take a look at those before we go anywhere. And one of them was a pretty substantial move that you might be able to see from a lack of a starting pitcher. So we traded Ignacio Feliz. We retained 45% of his contract. So unfortunately, that injury that Feliz suffered in 2031 that knocked him out for half of 2031 and almost all of 2032 did a number on his ratings. So we sent him to the Kansas City Royals. We retained 45%. So we're going to be, so that's what? About $12 million, give or take, along with Alex Robinson, a 1.5 star, 2.5 star outfielder, and then a couple of just minor league depth players. In exchange, we get Jordan Montoya, who isn't great, but good movement, average stuff, below average control, has a couple of plus pitches, had one start for us, did okay. And Dave Prieto, a 27-year-old, gets us some more minor league pitching depth. So that frees about $14-15 million off our books for the team. He wasn't pitching well for us this year, which is a shame because he was so good his first 2 years with us. 20-8 his first season, 14-9, 2 years of +4 WAR, and he was on pace for his best season yet with us in 2031, but he went down and just was never the same. Alex Pino, who we picked up in the Rule 5, we traded him to Seattle in exchange for Mario Castillo, a bit better defensive outfielder who still has some options, so he's in AAA right now. And then the last deal we made was we traded Alan Haggers, our 25-year-old catcher. High work ethic, decent bat, not a great glove. Traded him along with Jesus Andujo to the Mets in exchange for Abraham Campos. Now Campos isn't much of a bat, but he's got a great glove, and I'm hoping that the catcher ability helps our pitching staff. So those are the deals we made in April. We are 14-19 through the end of the month. The positive is that our pitching has been okay. Our starting pitching has been okay. Seb Adi has been just absolutely amazing. 5-0 with a 1.53 ERA. I don't expect that's going to last, but he's pitching well. Pena's pitching well. Shabazz, the record doesn't indicate it, but he's pitching well. Molina's really the only one who's struggling. Our bullpen hasn't been good, but I have been scouring the waiver wire. We've picked up a couple of pitchers off of waivers. Jason Story, a 26-year-old. Hasn't been great so far, but the ratings with the extreme ground ball suggest he'll be okay. He could also be used as a starter with the stamina. And then we also picked up Nien Win Koa from Washington. Again, another one. Ground ball pitcher, 3 good pitches. These guys are better than what we were throwing out there. So our bullpen has not been good. We got Victor Salazar back for 2 days, and now he's hurt again, so we'll see what happens with him. So our bullpen hasn't been good. Our offense has struggled, but our starting pitching has been okay. So I think, we have some players that I anticipate will hit better as the year goes on, like Alexis Barrios, who's been really bad. But I assume he'll be better as we move forward. Romo's average is down about 60 points from last year. I have to think that he'll bounce back. Brown is hitting fine. Lujan's average is only at 200. Paulino isn't hitting for a high average. We called up Edgar DeLucas because the other third baseman wasn't hitting or fielding. At least with DeLucas, we're getting a little bit of home run power and some decent defense. So I'm hoping that these guys can sort of just, that the offense kind of comes back to average and our pitching staff can sort of maintain it. I don't really know. From a trade perspective, I don't know what the plan is. I would hate to trade Lujan, but that's an option. I doubt that we're going to be able to resign. We could afford to resign him, but I'm not giving him $35 million. Paulino only wants 17 for 5. He's somebody we may look to move. Yes, we're paying Feliz $12 million each of the next 2 seasons to not play for us. We don't have a lot of big contracts anymore, right? Especially once Lujan comes off of our books next season. our payroll drops to $94 million. Pena, we may look to move because, again, if we're not in it at the deadline, Lujan, Pena, Meyer, Paulino, they could all be moved, and we could be starting from scratch next season and hope that we can rebuild quickly. So we will see what happens here, but let's start to get through May and see how things go. We win 2-1. We signed a new pitching coach and a new trainer. We start off the month of May with a 2-1 victory. We walk it off in the 9th. Romo 3 hits and an RBI. Molina with his best start of the year. 3 games in San Francisco, or at home against San Francisco now. An 8-2 win. We lose Salazar for 4 to 5 months. You can see the injuries we've suffered in our bullpen. Savino, Salazar, Luciano, 3 of our top 4 bullpen arms have all gotten hurt here to start this season out. So the fact that our bullpen is struggling is not a surprise, given that. Guess McKinley Moore. Excuse me. So Story will go back into the bullpen. Brown and Lennon will be our setup guys. That's fine, I suppose. We win 8-2. We score 5 in the first. Barrios with 3 hits. Romo, that average already back up to 274. Zamora goes 4 for 4. No real power from Jesus to speak of yet. Only 8 doubles. I guess 8 doubles in 20 games. He was hurt for a portion of the season, but he's gotten off to a pretty good start with the bat. Matthews hitting 314. Montoya picks up the win. So 2 straight victories for us here in May. As we crawl back towards 500, or attempt to crawl back towards 500. We win 3 out of 4 to start the month. We're 3 games under 500 now. Brown 3 for 4. Lujan 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs. Barrios has that average back up to 206. Medeiros with 3 hits. Meyer with his first home run of the year. Lujan homers twice and Brown homers. Yeah, Meyer has been so good defensively. He's not really hitting. 626 OPS, so he's not really hitting, but the glove is great. Shabazz with 16 strikeouts in 7 1/3 innings. Wow. All right, we get a day off, followed by 3 at home against the Marlins. 7-6 win as we try to get ourselves back to 500. We're 18-20, 5 games out of first place. Lujan with another homer. I have my windows open if that's what you can hear. I apologize for that. Barrios, a couple of doubles. Lujan, Brown, and Paulino all homer. Pena picks up the win. Another game against Miami. 9-7 wins. So we're 5-1 in the month of May. We're 1 game under 500. Look at Barrios, 2 for 6 with 6 RBIs. Hits a 3-run homer in the 5th. Hits a 3-run homer in the 11th. Let's go. Zamora and Campos each with... wow, Campos is hitting. Look at that, 293. Each go 3 for 5. DeLucas with a couple of runs knocked in, but Alexis Barrios starting to turn it on here a little bit, and his defense has been just ridiculous. Montoya, win. Koa gets hit hard. Lennon picks up the win. Final game of the series against the Marlins. We look for the sweep. We get it. We are 6-1 this month. Romo with a home run. Brown with a home run. Barrios with 2 more hits. Molina goes 5, strikes out 9. Gets another good start for him. On the road now against Milwaukee. There's a loss. 11-4 victory there. Morales, 3 more hits. Romo with 2 hits. Brown hitting 358. Well worth the 1 point whatever it is we're paying him. Paulino hits his 9th home run. He and Lujan each with 9 home runs, each hitting under 230. That's not going to get it done, but again, if we continue to win, I'll hang on to these guys and just let them walk for comp picks at the end of the year. If we don't continue to win, then they'll likely get moved. Audi picks up another win. He's 6-1, and we are back to 500. Can we move over 500 with a victory here? No. Herman is ready to come back. We will send him on a rehab assignment. We got Washington for 4 games on the road. Another loss, so we're back to 2 games under 500. Bounce back there. Paulino with his 10th home run of the season. Zamora 2 for 4, 2 runs knocked in. Molina picks up his first victory of the season. Let's go. 10 strikeouts and 6 1/3. Game 3 against the Nats. 2-0 loss. Can we get the split? We can. So Marcelo Meyer now for 4 to 5 weeks. That's not good. We win this one 6-5. Barrios 2 for 4, 3 runs knocked in. DeLucas with 3 hits. Morales with 2 hits. Matthews scores a couple of runs. Audi picks up another win. And who do we call? I guess we'll call up Ibarra. But Medeiros will be that starting shortstop. He doesn't quite have the range to play shortstop, but everything else is fine. Good error, decent enough arm, good turn DP. So we will see how that goes. So we are what? We're 1 game under 500, and we are at home for the next 7. So let's see how this goes. Let's see if we can get over 500 at home. We're back to if we can end up the month of May over 500 and within 3 or 4 games of first place, I would take that. So we get the win. Barrios drives in a couple. Pena pitches really well. Lennon is 7-1 on the season. Story gets the save. So we look to move over 500 for the first time since February. We can't. Back to a game under 500. Luciano and Savino are back. That's huge. And we win 3-0. Lujan hits his 11th. Paulino hits his 11th. Molina, 6 1/3 innings of 1-hit baseball. All right, so who goes down to the minors? Jaramillo has been bad. He's been bad too. I think we send him down. See if we can get him through waivers. Or can we get Is there anybody that? Okay, so Jaramillo can go down. McKinley Moore, I think we're gonna have to. No, we don't have to designate either of them. Awesome. So we can now get 2 of our best bullpen arms back, Savino and Luciano. Let's see what our pitching coach wants to do. So Savino is the closer. Story and Brown is the setup. Luciano is the middle relief used more often. That makes sense to me. So can we get back over 500? It's been a grind here. We can't. Win, lose, win, lose, win, lose, win. So we win this one 4-3. Barrios with a couple of hits. Paulino hits his 12th home run. Medeiros 2 hits and an RBI. All right, so we're 26, and we're 6.5 games out of first place. Where are we in the wild card? 2.5 games. Yeah, so we're in the playoff race. We got 2 games here against Atlanta. We can either end up 2 games under 500, we can end up 500, or we can end up 2 games over 500. Let's see how it goes. Win. Give us a win. Let's get back over 500. No. What about here? Okay, that is a tough homestand. As we drop 2 games under 500. This is going to kill some of our upcoming money, but starting a charity is the way to go. It's always the way to go. We're 2 games under 500. Not great. We got San Francisco, the first place team, followed by Colorado. So, I mean, we could get closer to first place if we have a good series here against San Francisco, and then we got 4 against the Rockies. So, let's see how this series goes here in San Francisco. See if we can claw our way back into the race a little bit. Nope. We could also end up 10 games out of first place by the time this is over. So we win there. So that's a start. 2 hits from Lujan, 2 hits from Paulino. DeLucas goes 3 for 3. That average, though, that is killing us. The 43 OPS. I mean, his bat's not ready. I mean, he's okay against lefties. The bat's not ready, but I don't really have any other choice, so we feed him to the wolves. So we lose 2 out of 3. We're 8.5 games out of first place. Let's see how this 4-game series goes against Colorado now. An 11-10 victory, so we're 28-30. We can still get back to 500 by the end of the month. Lujan, 3 for 5, 3 RBIs. DeLucas, 3 RBIs. Campos has 3 hits. Zamora, Medeiros both have a couple of hits. Fisher, Brown, Savino do a nice job for 3 innings, 3 1/3. Doubleheader today. Let's hope for win-win. We get win-win, so we are back to 500 at 30-30. A 5-run first inning, a 7-run ninth inning, and we win 15-11. Paulino 4 for 6 with 6 RBIs. Campos, wow, 3 for 5 with 4 runs knocked in. Barrios has a couple of hits. Audie gets hit hard. Luciano gives up 3 hits and a run. Yeah, nobody pitched particularly well in this game, but we pitched better than them. And the other game is an 8-4 victory. Barrios 3 for 5, 4 RBIs. Paulino with another home run. He's up to 17 home runs and 40 runs knocked in. The average is down, but the power is still there for Jandel. Win Koa has to get the start, and he does a nice job. So if we win today, we are over 500. So we've won 4 out of 5. Can we win? Can we sweep a 4-game series in Colorado and move over 500? We can. There we go. 31-30. Jandel Paulino is just on fire. Look at these. Look at this. 15 RBIs in his last 4 games. He's got 6 home runs and 15 RBIs in 4 games. He's on pace for a 50-120 season. Guys, hang tight just a second. All right, guys, sorry about that. We are back. Let me make sure I get this all set up. That's... Oops, it's not what I wanted to do. It's not what I wanted to do. I am all over the place right now, so we will... We'll start over right now. All right, guys. Sorry about that. We're back. So, I don't even remember what I was talking about, but we're 13-4. Or we win 13-4. We're 31-30. We finally break the 500 mark. Shabazz got hurt. He's day-to-day with back spasms. He's somebody I can't afford to lose. The bullpen comes in, does a nice job. And we look to get through May with a winning record. Let's see if we can win this game and end up 32-30. Fingers crossed. Just thinking about it. Still thinking about it. We do. We win 6-4, so we are going to come out of May 32-30. We were 18-11 in May. We are 7.5 games out of first place. We are 2 games out of a wild card. My phone keeps buzzing. I'll call that person back in a moment. All right, so pitching staff, 6th in runs against. Starters have been good. Bullpen has not been good. Defensively, we've been average. Offensively, we're 4th in batting average, but 10th in runs scored. So some of these players are starting to pick it up a little bit. We're seeing some nice stuff out of Barrios. Lujan is hitting. Paulino's been on fire. Medeiros is hitting 300. How's he doing defensively? He's slightly below average zone rating, but his efficiency is above average. So I think... Our fan interest jumped to a 72 because of the starting a charity. But I think... the time is here to see if we can move on from Mr. Marcelo Meyer. And there is some demand for him. So I can choose to be a little bit picky here, I think. lot of 3 stars. There's that first baseman from the Mets. And that's a reasonable contract. 5 years, $76 million. I wonder if... And he could play left field, maybe? I mean, he's a DH as well, but... That's interesting. I would rather bring in... I don't know, because it's pitching. It's offense that we need. We get them to retain? How much can we... If we give you him as well... Like, I mean, I'm all about throwing in 1 and 2 star players, and maybe even better than that, to try to get them to retain. I want to keep Jason Brown. Do we have any 2 or 3 star players here that I don't care about? We got this guy that I picked up off waivers, but I kind of need him. Morales. We could trade Morales. Oh, wow, really? Okay. So it looks like it's going to be 5% bump. So we would trade Marcelo Meyer, who is extremely popular and elite defensively. We would get back Hugo Alvarado, who can mash, which is something we need. We need a bat. Our shortstop position looks like it's okay. So at $3.8 million, we're paying Alvarado about $12 million a year, which is reasonable. He's on pace for 49 home runs. Yeah, we're going to do this. They don't like it. That's fine. I get that. What's our fan interest down to now? A 66, but that's fine. That's a huge deal, guys. I did not think that we were going to be able to bring in a bat like that here. So who goes back down to the minors? So we got Medeiros now as our starter. Zamora at second. Morales. So we need Ibarra up because he can play all 3 infield positions. So I think Luis Morales goes down. He can't. Can we trade him? Can we get a pitcher for him? Want a 37-year-old if I can. Oh, wow, nothing. Okay, so I got to be able to DFA him, I would think. So we just brought in a monster bat. That is huge. Hugo Alvarado, come on down. So our lineup now, Alvarado will go in at DH, I guess, right? Or is he better than Brown defensively? They're both pretty bad. They're both bad defensively, so... Zamora, how's he doing against lefties? 282. I think we take him out against lefties and we put Morales in to get that bat into the lineup. How's he doing defensively? Is he playing it all in the field? Oh, he's really bad in the field. I can't. Okay, Morales is going to be our starting second baseman. Do we want to bat him second, or do we want to bat Medeiros second? I think Medeiros in the 2-hole with that 65 contact. Medeiros, Brown, Paulino, Alvarado, Paulino, and then here. No, you know what? It's Lujan. Lujan comes out against lefties. 45, 45, 60. So who? No. Alvarado is going to come in and play where? I mean, that is the most logical place, so we just take Romo out. We do something like that. Medeiros, Ibarra. Yeah, that'll play, I think. All right, well, we trade Marcelo Meyer, so our defense will drop a little bit, but it won't be a ton. I mean, Medeiros doesn't have the range. He's got a good arm. He's not going to make a lot of errors. And frankly, that 777 OPS, granted it's only 100 at bats, I'll take it. So, huge deal as we move into the month of June. So I'm going to go ahead and sim June, guys. Now, when we come back, it'll be July 1st, and we will do July. So I'll be back in a minute. All right, guys, we're back. It is July 1st, and you can see we're looking at a 4-0 victory here on the last day of June. We're 10 games over 500. We are in the wild card lead. We are 5 games out of first place, and we are playing some good baseball right now. So Alvarado's not really hitting all that well. Just a $174. You can see, though, 5 hits in his last 3 games with 8 runs knocked in his last 3 games. So hopefully it's a sign of things to come for him. Yeah, we're playing good baseball right now. We are a game and a half. We're half a game up on the Mets, a game and a half up on the Nationals, and then 2.5 up on the Padres in the wild card race. 36-22 over the last couple of months. So we're buyers, it looks like, guys. We are buyers. Offense starting to come along. We have the best starters ERA in baseball. Just need to sort out the bullpen here, and I think we will be okay. Did suffer a pretty catastrophic injury as Jesus Zamora is down for the season with a broken kneecap. So that ends a season that, I mean, 670 OPS, 82 OPS plus, but his defense was, very, very good. So now we have to play Jose Morales at second, who's not nearly... And he's terrible at second base. So, finding a second baseman who can actually play second base would probably be beneficial to us. It's got Ibarra out there with some regularity, but he can't hit. So maybe a second baseman, but really I think we're just looking for help in the bullpen here as we get towards the deadline. We lost Savino, but he hasn't... I mean, I guess he's been okay his last 3 outings. That's almost 5 innings, hasn't given up a run, so that's been okay. We moved Griffin Miller into the closer role because nobody else was getting it done, and he's picked up a couple of saves, so that's looking okay. We get Salazar back in a couple of months. So, yeah, bullpen help I think is going to be where it's at, but that will be after the draft, and the draft will be after international amateurs. So let's take a look at this. And I don't think ultimately any of these players are going to make a difference because we're going to be done, I think, before this would come to fruition, but... We're going to continue to advance as if that's not the case. Thomas Morentis, I love that batting profile. I mean, that is a legit leadoff hitter profile. Doesn't have a lot of power, but we're going to offer him the full 5. And then we're going to get into the month, and we're going to get through the draft, and then we will see about making any moves. So we got 3 games here before the All-Star break against Milwaukee. First one is a 10-2 win, so we continue our winning ways. Brown 3 for 4. Look at Julio Lujan, guys. This guy's average up to 290. 317 in May, 327 in June. Drove in 29 runs in 27 games. He's been good for over 3.5 WAR in the last 2 months alone. Brown 3 for 4. Morales drives in 3. Brown homers twice. Audi gets the win. Game 2 against the Brew Crew. Another win. So Morentis is going to sign with a different team. So I guess we'll come back in here and take a look. I liked Valdez. Take a look at the catcher. Offer him the full 5. So we win again. Brown with another 3 for 3 game. Average up to 326. Look at Medeiros. 357 batting average for our starting shortstop. I'm glad we put him in position. And again, the efficiency's fine. Zone rating's a little bit light, but he has been fine. So Brown with 3 home runs in the last 2 games. Montoya proves to 4-2. And we look for the sweep now of the Brewers. And we get it. Brown, another big game. It's another home runs. 4 home runs in his last 3. Alvarado has a couple hits. Romo with a couple of hits. Campos, 2 hits, 2 runs knocked in. Shabazz had an 18 strikeout complete game his last time out. He's 4-9. He's on pace to win 7 games and put up 8 WAR. On pace to strike out 362 batters this season. Hopefully the wins come here in the second half. All right, all-star team. Oh, player development. I didn't even look at that. Anything of note? Not really. All-star team. Who made it from your Diamondbacks? Jonathan Shabazz with his 3-9 record is an all-star. Hugh Fisher is an all-star. So we had 2 pitchers. Julio Lujan makes it again, and that's it, I think. Yeah, just the 3. Okay. And what about prospects? Sal Madrigal. That's it. Okay, I guess. All right, let's get through the All-Star game. We'll get through, I think, our first series. Yeah, with Pittsburgh there coming out of the break. And then we will get to the draft. So Valdez doesn't want to sign with us either. Are we going to get shut out of the international free agency? Let's talk to Fernandez. Let's offer him the full 5. Hopefully we don't get another email and he just agrees so we can pick up another prospect. So we got 4 games in Pittsburgh coming out of the All-Star break. I think by this point he should have signed, right? Yeah, we signed Melvin Fernandez. Okay. Probably a third baseman, but, I mean, high leader, loyalty, adaptability. Looks like a decent player. Again, I don't know that he's ever going to see the field for us because we're probably going to be done before that point, but we will keep going. So we got 4 now in Pittsburgh. Another win. So we're 54-40. Alvarado has that average climbing. It's up to 210. Paulino homers twice. Alvarado homers. Morales with 3 hits. Pena picks up his 10th. 4-0 in July. Make it 5-0 here in July. Lujan with a... Oh, we called up Jazz Chisholm due to injury, and he had a home run. Lujan homered, Barrios homers. Yeah, Barrios' average is a little light. But, I mean, with the 50 contact, I guess it's not a terrible, not a huge surprise, but still playing really well in the outfield. Montoya's 5-2 now. 3rd game of the series against the Pirates on the road as we look for our 6th straight here in July. We get it. So that's 6 in a row, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We've won 13 games in a row, I think. Is that right? Have we won 13 games in a row? We have. We've won 13 games in a row. We're 5 games up in the wild card, and we are closing in on the San Francisco Giants. Shades of a couple years ago. So last year looked to be a fluke. Jonathan Shabazz goes 8 shutout innings, a 1-hitter, strikes out 15. Miller blows the save. Story gets the win. We win in 12, but Shabazz continues to be the hard luck loser. Let's just sim today and see if we win this game before the draft. We do. We win this game 2-0. Paulino with his 29th home run of the season. Molina is 6-2. And we've now won 14 straight games. We're going to have a middle first-round pick here, I think, because of our 80-82 record a year ago. Yeah, we're picking 15th. So let's see what is available. So we got Nick Brannon, an 18-year-old, pretty well-developed outfielder for an 18-year-old with 335 skills, a 30 home run power. Jose Anaya. Kind of like Jerry Mendoza, the 21-year-old. I mean, he'd be ready almost as soon as next season. Let's see see what we got for pitchers. But right now I'm leaning towards the catcher. Palomo. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the catcher. I think I am going to go with Jerry Mendoza, the 21-year-old. Good ability. Bat looks pretty solid. We will take him. And at this point, I don't think it matters because I don't think any of these players are ultimately going to make the big club by the time we're done with the playthrough, but I still want to make sure I'm making the right choices here. Kind of like Devin's changeup is probably never going to develop. Let's go back to hitters. Tristan Beauford? He's impossible. It's too bad. Leo Flores? Yeah, he looks... I mean, he's got a pretty good bat. He's only 18 years old, but... Leo Flores. Jorge Renteria. High work ethic. That works for me. Molden, another high work ethic teenager. Looks like a decent bat. Antillon, another first baseman. Looks like he's pretty well developed already. Yeah, we went heavy. I went heavy on the hitters in this draft, so I hope there's a pitcher or two that stands out. Doesn't appear to be. There we go. Moises Moreno. 18-year-old, great stamina. Sure. Justin Jackson. Yeah, I mean, 6 pitches. You know, if the movement and or control get a kind of a bump, he could be a pretty solid pickup. Fielding ratings, infield range, all batters. Vic Valchilo. Good defensively. Low work ethic, though. Matt Ivy. Impossible to sign. Nick Ordonez. Yeah, I like Nick Ordonez. It's not my pick. What else we got? John Morrison, high work ethic, terrible bat. Very, very good defensively, though. Batting potential again. Gunther Renner, yeah, 22. Bat looks okay. Very good with the glove. I think... Excuse me. Kunio Tada, high work ethic, 18-year-old, sure. And I think from here, we let the AI do its thing. I am going to take Brodus, because he's got some pop in the bat. And we will let the AI finish up the last 10. Let's go ahead and negotiate. Get these guys locked down. Only have $8 million to spend, so half of it is going to those 2 players. But that's fine, because these 2 guys are both below slot. And then we should be able to sign Moreno, too. Yep. All right, so that is everyone. Leaves us with like $600,000 or something. So, yeah, we need to improve our bullpen, I think, and then maybe try to find a second baseman. I don't know that we're going to be able to do that given our financial restrictions, but I mean, maybe there's a team that's just looking to shed salary somewhere. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, see, like, trading him for Luciano doesn't make any sense. What if you retain... Oh, you only have... You're only paying 10% of his contract. Okay, so that means we should be able to do something here, I think. So we may as well go all in, right? I mean, no reason not to. All right, so that's not going to do it. So we can give up an 18-year-old Vega. And high work ethic. I hate giving up the high work ethic, guys. Is he fragile? No, he's normal. What about Holder? He's our first-round pick in 2032. Yeah, he hasn't been all that good. Let's do that. All right, so we bring in Yasuo Kawhi to help improve our bullpen. So who gets sent down? Oh, we only have 12 pitchers. Nobody gets sent down. Kawhi comes up and goes right in as middle relief, used more often, and high leverage. Cool. All right, so we pick up a bullpen arm. Are there any second basemen? Tommy Edman? Throw him at second base for the year? I can't imagine they're going to want much. Oh, maybe not. Maybe they are going to want more than I want to give up. Let's see. I mean, I'll give you a couple of prospects. Let's just offer that. Yeah, they have to retain it all. Unless they do this and they give us $1 million. That's not $1 million. All right, let's submit it. All right, so let's move forward here. If we can bring in Edmund to play second base, that would be a big help. Savino's eligible to come off the DL. We'll put him on a rehab assignment. Keep going. All right, so 23-year-old Juan Gomez. Sure. So we win 5-0. Is that our 15th straight win? I'll have to look. Alvarado hits a couple of home runs, drives into. Lujan drives into. Audi picks up his 10th win of the season. I think that's 15 straight wins for us. It is, and we are still in the wild card now, a game and a half out of first place. Let's see here. Can we pick up win number 16 in a row? We can, and we blow out the Twins. 15-3. Jandel Paulino drives in 5. DeLucas drives in 3. Lujan drives in 3. DeLucas starting to hit a little bit. Has that average up to 226. Showing that power. 15 home runs. Playing some good defense. Pena picks up his 11th win of the year. Still waiting to hear back from Colorado. Now, we're taking on the Dodgers, and the Dodgers have had our number here over the last month. In fact, I think our last loss was to Los Angeles. That was to San Diego. You can see here, this stretch in June, we lost 7 out of 10, and 6 of the 7 losses were to the Dodgers. So we've won 16 straight games coming into Los Angeles. They're coming to Arizona for 4 games. Can we make it 17 straight? We do. This trade is accepted. We're going to bring in Tommy Edman. And we are going to send away Eli Ibarra. Or do we send away Chisholm? No, we'll send away Ibarra because he can go down. Bring in Tommy Edman. We will stick him in at second base. I don't know that I want him batting. We're going to bring him up. Do something like that. The Chisholm playing all over the place. Romo every 7th game. And then against lefties. That's fine. No, Chisholm is a lefty, so. All right, so we have won 17 straight games. Barrios 2 hits, Morales 2 hits, Brown 2 hits, Madero's 2 hits, DeLucas 2 hits, Montoya 6-2. Right, 17 in a row. 17 straight wins, and we are in first place. Can we go for number 18 here against the Dodgers? We do. 18 straight wins. Shabazz goes down with an injury, but he picks up the win. There we go. He picks up his 5th victory of the season. We get 2 home runs from Barrios. Lujan with a home run. Barrios 4 for 6 with 5 runs knocked in. DeLucas with 4 more RBIs. That's 18 straight victories for the Dodgers. We look for the Diamondbacks. We look for number 19 in a row right here. And we get it. 19 straight wins for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Paulino 3 for 5, 4 RBIs. Jazz Chisholm 3 for 5 with 4 RBIs. Tommy Edman hitting 600 for us. I guess that was his first game with us. Yeah, 3 for 5 in his debut. How's Kawhi doing? 2 runs in 3 1/3. Okay, that's fine. All right, so we look to make it 20 straight victories here if we can beat the Dodgers on this beautiful Sunday afternoon in Arizona. 20. Count them. 2-0 straight victories for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Leaving memories of last year in the dust. Paulino 2 for 4, 4 runs knocked in. Seb Audi 11-2 with a 2.88 ERA. And we have a 5-game road series here against Colorado. Once we get to the end of the San Diego series, we may sim ahead and see if there's another deal we want to make. But we have won 20 games in a row. Can we make it 21? We finally lose a game, 9-8 against Colorado. We won 20 straight games before that loss. Now we got a doubleheader, and we win them both. So we are 22-1 in our last 23 games. Alvarado, 2 for 4 with a home run. Paulino has 3 hits. Edman with 2 hits. Montoya gets the win. Next game we win 11-3. Lujan 4 for 5. Alvarado 2 for 5. Brown 3 for 5. Tommy Edman hitting .409 with his first home run. Shabazz gets another win. Wow. That is the best stretch of baseball I think I have ever had a team play in Out of the Park Baseball. Let's see if it can continue here. Nope, we lose 12-5. So we lose 2 out of 4 in Colorado. We got the 5th game of the series here against the Rockies. We win 13-2, so that's 23-2 in our last 25 games. Alvarado 3 for 5, 5 runs knocked in. That bat's starting to come along here a little bit. Edman 3 more hits. Campos a couple of hits. Lujan, Alvarado, Campos all homer. Brown hitting .333. Madero's hitting .350. Seb Audi now 12-2. 3 games against the Padres on the road now. 5-2 loss. 5-4 win. So at least we're not going on losing streaks, right? We are losing games and then coming back and bouncing back with victories. Lujan, man, Julio Lujan, he really does not want to go anywhere this year. I mean, I suppose we can bring him back, but it's going to be at the expense of everything else. Medeiros with 4 hits. Alvarado has an RBI. Chisholm 3 for 4. Fisher gets the win. Miller gets the save. Final game of the series in San Diego. 9-1 loss. All right, so we won 20 straight games, and now we have gone 4-4 in our last 8. So 24-4 in our last 28 games. We have the best offense in the National League. That came out of nowhere. We have the 3rd best pitching staff in the American League. It really is just our bullpen. So what else do we have out there for bullpen arms? Can we afford any of these guys? I mean, we can't afford any of them, so they would have to retain. I wouldn't mind bringing in a Dabovich. We signed for this year and next. Still, I'm okay with that. So Mendoza signed. Let's disable that. Let's move him up to A-ball. You want Madrigal? So they want one of our big names for him. Okay, well, I'm not interested in that. Bring back old friend Cade Cavalli. He's making $19 million this year. Brandon Barrera. He was just drafted Sunday night, or last night, I guess. He's a free agent after this season. Is he better than what we're throwing out there, though? That's the ultimate question. I don't believe he is. I don't think any of these guys are really better than what we're throwing out there. I think we're going to stick with what we have and just run through the rest of the regular. We'll look at stats when we get to the end of the month. But, yeah, a 20-game winning streak for the Diamondbacks has vaulted us back to where we belong, which is first place in the National League West as we take the first game against the Cardinals. Jazz Chisholm, look at this. 426, 20 for 47, 5 home runs, 13 runs knocked in for Jazz. Let's go. We called him up due to injury, and he is raking. Barrios with another home run. Molina picks up the win. Game 2 against the Cardinals. Ooh, that's a tough one. Lose Brown for 4 to 5 weeks, and we lose 5 to 4. So we were 20-0, and then we've gone 5-5 in our last 10. So we're still a game up in first place. We're like 9 games up in the wild card or something, and we do have to call somebody up here. Who do we want to... Oh, Savino's hurt again. Look at that. O'Neal Cruz, sure, for the defense. No, Eli Ibarra for the defense. So we are going to make Alvarado our first baseman. And then Morales... No, Chisholm is going to bat as our DH here. I mean, the way he's hitting right now, why not? Let's move everybody down one. And then Morales against lefties. Do something like that. All right, final game of the series against the Cardinals. 5-2 loss. All right, so now 3 to finish off the month at home against San Diego. 9-7 wins. We are 23 games over 500. Barrios has 3 hits. Medeiros has 2 hits. Alvarado 3 hits, 2 RBIs. Chisholm 3 more hits, 3 more RBIs for Jazz. He's got 6 home runs in 20 games, 10 starts, 16 runs knocked in 20 games. Talk about lightning in a bottle. Game 2 against the Padres. 5-0 victory. DeLucas 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs. He's come on really, really nicely. I'm glad I didn't trade him. You look at his averages in April and May. We left him out there because of the glove, and he has rewarded us the last 2 months. 11 home runs, 42 RBIs in his last 52 games. Seb Audi 13-2 now. And the final game of the month as we look to win our 71st game by the end of July. We only won 80 a year ago. So I would say this was a quick turnaround for your Diamondbacks. I was crazy talking about, especially after that first month, we were 14-17, talking about blowing things up. And a 20-game winning streak will do a lot to change that. 6-4 win to end the month. So we're 71-46. Julio Lujan, 34 home runs, 81 knocked in. DeLucas, 2 more hits. Barrios, 2 more hits. Molina picks up the win. Miller's done a nice job as our closer. He's certainly not dominant, but he's doing a nice job as our closer. Development. Alvarado gets a little worse again, but that's okay. Pena starting to decline, but having a really nice year. Nothing crazy there. Your batter of the month in the American League is Dwight Vader of the Guardians. In the NL, Adrian Williams, one of the best hitters in baseball. Edgardo Heredia is your pitcher of the month in the AL. And Seb Audi is your pitcher of the month in the National League. He was 5-0 with a 1.36 ERA in the month of July. Rookie of the month in the AL, Victor Ramirez. And Hugo Alvarado in the National League. 358, 7 home runs, 22 runs knocked in. So we are 71-46. We're 3.5 games up on the Giants. Obviously a long way to go here. We still have 2 full months to get through the end of the regular season, but right now things are looking okay for the Diamondbacks, and given where the season started, I will take it. We're second in runs scored, second in runs against, best starters ERA in the game. Our bullpen hasn't been great, but defensively we've slightly below average, but our offense has picked it up. Our starting pitching has been great. Our bullpen has been better over the last month or so. So, yeah, hopefully that can maintain. If we look at our offensive stats, Julio Lujan turning back the hands of time here. He's only 32. Feels like he's been around forever. He's in his 10th season with the Diamondbacks, and he is at 317 career home runs. He's having his best season ever in terms of OPS right now. His best season ever with a 973 OPS. He has a career high of 50 home runs. He's on pace for 47 right now in his free agent season. Alexis Barrios, bat's starting to come along, but his fielding is carrying him. Paulino, this is going to be it. The swan song for Jandel, I think. As much as I would like to bring him back, I think it's going to come down to him or Lujan, and if that's the option, I know which way I'm leaning. Juan Medeiros has been a revelation for us this year with an 861 OPS out of the starting shortstop role, while slightly below average at shortstop with the efficiency, but that's fine. DeLucas, we talked about. Alvarado's hot. He's starting to come along. Edman's been great since coming over, 375 and 56 at-bats. Campos has hit a ton better than we anticipated while playing great defense. Jazz Chisholm has been unreal. I'm really up and down the lineup. We only have 3 players that are below average with the bat, and Edmonds is a composite between 2 teams, and so is Campos for that matter. So offensively, absolutely no issues. Pitching, Shabazz is 6-10. He has 256 strikeouts and 162 innings. He's on pace to strike over 350 batters. So we'll see how the season ends up for him. I'm glad we didn't trade Pena. He's been pretty solid for us this season. Seb Audi's been unreal. And because he's been so good, the ratings are starting to increase. So doesn't strike out a lot of batters, but just getting it done. 157 ERA plus. Montoya was a nice pickup in the deal with Kansas City where we gave up Ignacio Feliz. How's Feliz doing? Not well. He's not doing well for Kansas City either. So it looks like we made the move at the right time there. And then Luis Molina, striking out a lot of batters, walks quite a few, but as our 4th or 5th, he's fine. He probably doesn't make the I don't know. Does he make the 4-man rotation in the postseason, or does that go to Montoya? I don't know. That's assuming we make it, so I don't want to assume. Bullpen is, the ERAs are starting to come down in place. Story's been a whole lot better here over the last. Yeah, he wasn't good in April, but you can see May, June, and July he was fantastic. Only threw 5 innings in June, but May, June, and July he was terrific. Let's move him to high leverage as well. Mike Brown's been quite good, so things are looking okay for the Diamondbacks. So, guys, I'm going to go ahead and sim to the end of August offline here. Again, there won't be a live stream next Sunday. I don't believe I'm going to have time to record a video for Sunday in its stead. If I do, I will. If I don't, we will be back 2 weeks from today with a new Diamondbacks video. So, guys, I appreciate you watching. I appreciate your support. Make sure you drop the guys over here at GM Games a follow. Head over to my YouTube channel. Drop me a subscribe over there. I would appreciate it. I'll talk to everybody soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.